Oh hey, my name's Tendo, and we do a lot of thrifting on this channel and a lot of antique mall reselling on this channel. And today's videos is one of those rare videos where I didn't just exclusively leave the house to go thrifting for the sake of this video, but actually a couple days ago on a video, I went to a thrift store and bought some stuff. And I went back a little bit later that night and I found something very specific that ended up in the end being way more worth a full video than I thought it would initially. So come to the thrift store with me. Watch me buy this thing and then watch me go make a bunch of adjustments to my antique malls and how I sell things there. The thing I buy at the thrift store today is really not my strong suit. So there's an interesting conversation to be had. Stick around. Alf, eat kitties! I eat Alf! Actually came back to the Goodwill later in the day. So I'm waiting on picking up some food. 1 DVD player with remote, 2 DVD player with remote. Just double checking they're not Blu-ray because sometimes it's not that obvious. And then I just feel like it'd be really dumb not to buy this. We're gonna have to talk about it when we leave actually, but I'm gonna buy these Barbies and stuff. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. It's kind of silly. Actually, pretty sure I see one Bratz doll, at least one Monster High doll, I think, or something that's trying to be one. I'm not an expert on them. I do know there is one LOL doll. I think there's a lot of money to be made here for me. And I'm gonna buy it. I'm spending way more than I wanted, but gotta spend it to make it. I bought the box of Barbies and other dolls, and I was really reluctant to do it. And I'm gonna try to explain not only why I'm reluctant, what I think I can do to fix the problem I have, but also what I perceive the problem to be for myself. As you guys watching know, I've had a toy store, I've had a lot of antique mall booth experience at this point, and rightfully so, I've had a lot of questions and criticisms about the lack of girl toys, which is the comment I get the most. I gotta be careful how I phrase that because, you know, a lot of people like to comment the reality of girls will play with all toys, and that's true, but we're talking about dolls. We're talking about dolls. I've never done a good job of reselling dolls. And I'll just, to defend myself up front, it's mostly come from the fact that, like, I just have the worst time finding them in a sellable way. If I have a giant truckload of dolls and clothes that are mismatched and you don't know what they go to, that's just not something I'm gonna mess with. I never would. Which, well, I bought this one because it's the first time, I want to say ever, but definitely in forever, that I've found a box of Barbie and other dolls that's cheap that I'm not gonna have to mess with. Price tag on each one, done. Which is the only reason I bought it. Well, those reasons: completeness, cheapness, ready to go-ness. But it's just, I can't stress enough how many times I've been in a Goodwill and there's bags full of Barbies that at least are affordable, but they're just a mess and they're not packaged in a way they're not put together in a way I'm going to be able to package and sell. So now I'm going to go home and make a basket that just probably has all the logos for the popular dolls, Barbie, LOL, Bratz, whatever. And I'm just going to wrap these up and put them in there. And my antique mall booth will just have that basket. Now that presents a new problem. In all my years of thrifting, this is one of the few times, if not the only time, I've ever seen this level of dolls I was comfortable to buy with. So what can inevitably happen, and likely will, is they're gonna sell really well, probably. And I'm gonna just say, dang it, I need more dolls. And then it's gonna be yet another half-empty basket, which is not good for business in my antique mall. Or mostly empty basket, you know, a basket with 2 dolls in it that aren't gonna sell. And then I'm gonna be hungry to find more. And now that could go one of 2 ways. It could end up being a basket I cycle out because I don't find any more, and this will just be that one blip of a time where I sold dolls, or maybe that will make me see the error of my ways and try harder with the lesser quality dolls. But at any rate, when this booth that I have at my antique mall is filled to the brim with toys, the worst part about it will be the lack of selection of this exact kind of toy. So it's worth the shot. $6, I'm not losing nothing. You know what I mean? I'll put those in there and 2 will sell that day. I'm not losing money here. But it's always been hard. It has. I mean, I'm a vintage toy guy. You know what I mean? I know Hot Wheels, I know trading cards, I know G.I. Joes. I don't know dolls a whole lot. I mean, I get better and better as the year goes on, but as the years go on, but I don't know. Even now, I'm just like, should I have bought those? But we'll be okay. What do you guys think? Do any of you do a lot of toys like I do? And if so, how do you handle dolls? Are you full in on them? I've seen people that do mostly inbox stuff, which is great, but definitely not the kind of opportunities I have, you know? But I'm glad at the buy nonetheless. And I bought 2 DVD players, and I've actually bought like 5 or 6 DVD players in the past few days. And that kind of works out because I had stopped putting them in one of my antique mall booths and was leaning and rushing towards putting all the media stuff in one, but I don't know, this is enough now. I think I'll change my mind on that and split them up, right? I think that's where I'm at. We're making a lot of decisions on the go here. I really am. I'm making this all up as I go. There is not much of a plan in place. Okay. Now I'm home, I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna price. All right, now it's time to put those dolls in the antique mall, and we will talk about them real quick. I feel silly for all my worrying about this doll purchase not being good because it turned out to be crazy. There's a handful of Monster High dolls, all of which had confirmed sales around $20. So on the high end, there's $4 or $5 dolls in here that I've priced for $20. I'm certain will sell. And then on the lower end, I got a bunch of $3 or $4. So there's another Monster High. And there was some other, I forget now. I knew last night when I looked them up, but these are more of the $10 range. And I think I put some of the LOL stuff closer to the $5. This one is probably the highest value one that's in here, right? Pretty crazy. So I didn't add it up, but probably that $6 purchase, probably 200 maybe ish dollars in sales, which is pretty awesome. And it's a good platform to have to build on top of, because when I find a couple individual dolls now, I won't hesitate to buy those if I think they're a certain level of complete. Just throw them in here. Handful of LOLs, which I'm kind of tempted to take to my other antique mall. Haven't really decided. There you go. Now with all my recent changes to my antique mall, this is pretty good. Dolls and Hot Wheels right next to each other. Got a longer term plan for where to put those, but today's not the day. We just had to drop those off before I go handle business at my other antique mall. I'm at antique mall booth number 2, one that does not show up on video near as much as the other one, because the other one's where I live. And I've got something difficult, and I got a little bit of a difficult situation, difficult choices to make, because I'm moving into a smaller booth here, one that looks a little bit more like that, less shallow. And that is part of a long-term plan where I basically just want to have a few booths. I want to keep my one booth and maybe a couple others full of a lot of stuff, but I want to have a lot of little ones full of mostly stickers and keychains and Lego and that kind of stuff that you guys have seen me sell for years. I really want to slim down in a lot of those few things. But it's difficult because basically almost, I wouldn't say everything that's in here needs to go to the other mall, but most of it, and I don't want to leave it sitting empty right now. Especially since like tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow's the big sale day here, so I need this stuff here. I gotta make some tough choices.
You might need some coasters.
Oh, I've never seen those before. My 2 booths are about equal in how many Blu-ray they have. Maybe the other one has a little more. And I'm kind of reluctant because that other booth is doing enough better. I want to put that stuff here. I want to put that stuff over there, but I'm going to leave a couple more Blu-ray players. Try to get it sold. But in the end, almost none of this except for this media is still going to be here. I'm planning on going down to Blu-ray, probably VHS and DVD, a little bit of DVD, but mostly Blu-ray. Keep the players, keep the VCRs, probably some VHS. But then that's just that's on a shelf. The main thing is going to be Lego, buttons and pins, sports cards, small consumable stuff, high volume, cheaper like that. I've been working towards this forever. The hard part's spending the money to get that new product in. And I've done a little. I've basically, every time I get paid, every time I get a check now, I try to put like 50 or 20 into making that stuff continuously coming in. So I have a bunch of stickers showing up this week. That's why I'm taking the sticker baskets from here to go refill them, organize them, make them make sense. and then I'll bring them back next week. This booth's gonna look a little naked for a minute, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna take these Hot Wheels as well. All right. Should take this too, probably. So my booth right now is way over there. It's way bigger. I'm moving into this smaller one, and it's half the price. And it's in a better spot, arguably. So I'm pretty happy about it. I don't think it's gonna make sense until I show you, so just bear with me, subscribe, turn the notifications on, so in a couple months, when I get what's gonna be in here, you can see it. And for the immediate future, I'm not gonna open more booths like my other one, like my bigger one. That bigger one's gonna stay that way. And I'm gonna start opening a bunch of smaller ones that are gonna look like this one. And this is my first one. Just spotted some Harry Potter stuff over here. Come check it out. There's a lot of Harry Potter stuff. And some Blu-ray. Let's go. But this mall will be my test pilot for starting out the smaller booth with the hyper-specific stuff. Look at all this Blu-ray, brother. This is what I'm working towards, for sure. We're charging the same price as well, $4 a pop. Which is funny, because I chose that price before I saw this guy's and knew that would be my competition. There just is a top of the market right now, and $4 is the amount where someone's gonna say, oh, I don't want to spend it, but I'll spend it. You get into 5 or 6, they're like, I'll hold off, I'll find it somewhere else. All right, we're done here. Cutting more wood. Back at my antique mall, I just randomly remembered I had a random shelf put up back in Kentucky somewhere. I went and got it so I could put it in this antique mall. I am completely doing this half-ass, so don't at me when this is crooked. Is it me, or does that seem super crooked? The top shelf, when I get higher up, is just going to end up being ridiculous, because like this is bowed in the middle. It is what it is at this point. It's all cheap, used, been rained on wood. And there's just not a lot I'm going to be able to do about it. Honestly, this one feels... And then, the grid lines you're looking at are crooked too. So it's all a giant optical illusion. Optical illusion. I said obstacle illusion. This shelf has failed, so it's just sort of sitting on top of DVDs here, but it's all right. I'll bring the hardware to fix it tomorrow better. It would have held forever if it wasn't for me separating those shelves a little bit. I gotta go to the car. I'm dying. Still gotta price a stack of CDs. Not price, but change the price tag. And I need to organize those books better. Hurrying. Got one more bag of stuff to price. You go to the car and get it. I'm sweating my butt off though. Tomorrow is Saturday here as of shooting this. So it's gonna be worth getting this done. Lots of new products for people to dig through. Okay, that's all the cards. Now I gotta fix the CDs. Don't know what I'm gonna eat for dinner, but I'm sitting here thinking about it. All right, that's CDs. Just gotta do the books and we're done. I'm worn out. I've been running hard all day today. I'm putting the books in this table. They're not gonna live there. They're not, but for now. Next shelf in here will be the bookshelf, so. All right, I think we've crossed the finish line. Cards are in. I saw someone buy a keychain while I was here. Also, someone bought some Pokemon cards. We're getting somewhere. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on. We do post daily videos here, so I'd love to see you back here tomorrow. Until then, guys, peace out.